Every single coffee drink in the world is made from two things: water and ground coffee. That's it. Every latte, every cappuccino, every trendy $16 beverage on a laminated menu, two ingredients. The rest is just ratio, temperature, and theater. So why does it feel so overwhelming? Because overwhelm sells. When you don't understand what you're ordering, you default to what sounds familiar, what seems safe, what won't make you look stupid in line. And the coffee industry, worth over $500 billion globally, figured that out a long time ago. Let's start at the beginning. Espresso, the base of almost everything. Espresso is not a type of bean, it's not a roast level, it's a method. Hot water forced under pressure through finely ground coffee. The result is a small, concentrated shot, about 1 ounce, with a thin layer on top called crema. That crema, that's how you know it was done right. Now, once you understand espresso, every other drink on the menu clicks into place. An Americano is espresso plus hot water. That's it. It tastes similar to drip coffee, but has a slightly different texture, a slightly different depth. Why the name? American soldiers in Italy during World War II couldn't handle the intensity of straight espresso. They diluted it. The Italians called it the Americano. A compliment it was not. A latte is espresso plus steamed milk plus a thin layer of foam. The ratio is roughly 1 part espresso to 3 or 4 parts milk. That's why it's smooth. That's why it's mild. If you love lattes, you love milk with a hint of coffee. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. A cappuccino is the same ingredients, but a different conversation. Equal thirds espresso, steamed milk, and foam. That foam isn't decoration. It changes the entire temperature and mouthfeel of the drink. A proper cappuccino hits differently because the foam insulates the heat and creates a thicker, more concentrated experience. When someone says they prefer a cappuccino to a latte, they're saying they want more texture, more intensity, more coffee-to-milk ratio. A macchiato, the real one, is just espresso with a small dot of steamed milk. Macchiato literally means stain in Italian. You're staining the espresso with milk. That's it. It's not a caramel tower of whipped cream. What gets sold at chain coffee shops and called a macchiato is, respectfully, a latte in a different cup. A flat white is where it gets interesting. Originated in Australia or New Zealand, both countries will fight you on this, the flat white is espresso with microfoam milk. The milk is steamed to a silky, velvety texture with almost no visible bubbles. It's stronger than a latte because the ratio is higher in espresso. If you've had a flat white and thought it tasted more intense than your usual latte, that's exactly why. Now let's talk about the ones that actually confuse people. A cortado is equal parts espresso and warm milk. No foam, no fuss. It's designed to cut the acidity of espresso without overwhelming its flavor. The Spanish word cortar means to cut. You're cutting the bitterness. It's one of the most underrated drinks on any menu. A ristretto is a shorter espresso shot. Less water through the same amount of coffee, so the extraction stops before the bitter compounds come through. The result is sweeter, more concentrated, more complex. Ask for a ristretto-based trick next time. Watch the barista's eyes light up, or narrow depending on the shop. A lungo is the opposite. More water through the espresso grounds. Larger volume, more bitter, less sweet. People order it when they want a longer drink without milk, but still want that espresso character. Cold brew is not iced coffee. This matters. Iced coffee is hot brewed coffee poured over ice. It's fine. Cold brew is coffee grounds steeped in cold water for 12 to 24 hours. No heat ever touches it. The result is lower in acidity, naturally sweeter, and significantly higher in caffeine. If you've switched to cold brew and felt a difference, that's real. You weren't imagining it. And then there's filter coffee, drip coffee, pour over, the one everyone overlooks because it doesn't have a fancy name. Here's the secret the specialty coffee world figured out a decade ago. A perfectly made pour-over using single-origin beans can be more complex, more flavorful, and more interesting than any milk-based espresso drink on the menu. The reason most people don't drink it, it takes patience. You have to slow down. And we've been trained to associate speed with value. That's the system. Coffee got complicated because complexity creates aspiration. When something feels exclusive, people pay more for it. A cortado isn't worth $6 in ingredients, but it sounds like it is. And a plain filter coffee sounds cheap, even when the beans cost 4 times as much. Think about the last time you upgraded your order just because it sounded better. The cold foam, the oat milk upgrade, the seasonal syrup. Each add-on cost almost nothing to make, and each one moves you further from the coffee itself. Now you know something. You know that a macchiato is a stained espresso, a latte is mostly milk, a flat white is precision, a cortado is balance, cold brew is science, and filter coffee is what serious coffee people actually drink when nobody's watching. Here's what changes now. The next time you walk up to that counter, you don't guess, you choose. You know what you're building, your ratio, your milk, your intensity, your temperature. You know why the crema matters, why the microfoam matters. Coffee isn't about the shop, it's not about the aesthetic or the Instagram handle or the name on the cup. It's about understanding what you actually want and knowing exactly how to get it. You already drink coffee. Now you understand it.